Coffee and Convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. Y'all know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. I appreciate all my people rocking with me, man. I see Cap, Mad Mike, Indiana Raider, Frank, Mike Downs, all my people, LT, Martin, Mondo. Come on, man. Nada. Salute to GA Patriot as well. I appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are not subscribed yet, we're on our way to 30,000 subscribers. We cannot do it without you guys. KT, AP, what up, what up, what up? Cockiness, pause if necessary, what up? Sarah, Christopher Raiders, all my people, man. It's a blessing to see you guys all in here. Make sure you wipe them. You already know what time it is, man. A lot to talk about today, you guys. First day of mandatory minicamp. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about an interesting article that came out a day or so ago about a veteran cornerback that we were looking at potentially bringing in to take over that cornerback 2 spot. Some interesting videos uploading today also from my family over at Vegas Sports Today. Salute to my brother Mike. And Sean, they're out there covering the not OTAs, mandatory minicamp today. Did you guys get a chance to see Jack Jones out there getting some reps at the wide receiver position? Interesting. Mind you, you always want to bring out, you always want to unlock a player's full potential. Antonio Pierce can do that. Kind of scary, because that's our corner 1 at this point. We're betting a lot on him to make sure that he keeps that DB room in check this upcoming season. But it looks as though he's getting a few reps out there at the wide receiver position, man. Look, I like it, but I'm a little nerve-wracked, because it's like, look, if anything happens with our young pup, Jack Jones, we may be in a lot of trouble at the cornerback position. I like it. We're getting creative, but at the end of the day, it's a little scary, but he looks good out there. And if you guys get the opportunity, go back and look at some of his film at Long Beach Poly. He played corner. He played wide receiver. The guy can do it all, complete athlete. But some interesting footage being put up out there today. If you guys get an opportunity, go follow my family at Vegas Sports Today on Twitter. They are out there covering. They got some dope videos of Max Crosby out there, Devontae, Jacoby running routes. Phenomenal work for my people out there at Vegas Sports Today. And they will be live this week as well to cover the first 3 days of mandatory minicamp. Mike will be on the show, I believe, tomorrow. We're going to talk about, we'll talk about today and tomorrow's action out there at the headquarters in Henderson. So, but kind of interesting, man, to see, Jack Jones getting a few reps out there. Also, you guys, it looks as though 88 players are in attendance today at mandatory minicamp. Salute to Sean Reed. He put this out there earlier with the tweet. There's only 3 non-participants, which is Colton Miller. He's out there working on the side with trainers. Matthew Butler, man, a guy that just cannot find the field at all. And Darren Butler, our linebacker, in his 2nd year, I believe, right, out of Arizona State. He's coming back from an injury, you guys. He was on the IR all year last year. So, they're probably being patient with him as well. But I'm only 3 players: Colton Miller, Matthew Butler and Darian Butler not out there right now. That is a good sign. Devontae's out there. Jackson Powers-Johnson is out there. Even though he was dealing with that strain early on at OTAs, it looks as though we're pretty much at full health outside of our starting left tackle, and they're being very patient with him right now, working on the sideline. So we are at mandatory minicamp, almost at full strength. You love to see it, man. Let me see. Salute to Evil Mitch. You saw the Madden cover. See, I look at this a little different, you guys, because the original Madden cover, right? The regular Madden cover does not have the Raiders on it, okay? It has Christian McCaffrey kind of doing this, right? The deluxe edition has Christian McCaffrey running with a few of our Raiders behind him. At the end of the day, I'm not going to take any – it's a great picture. I hate the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey's a 49er, so I can't stand him, but it's a great picture. I mean, I see everybody already in an uproar on Twitter and Instagram, people tagging me and tweeting away about this Madden cover. Look, man, at the end of the day, it's a phenomenal picture, y'all. I'm going to be real with you. Like, it's a cold picture. Hey, man, if you don't want shit like that to happen, don't let a running back get in front of the defense or get behind the defense, is what it is. I think that was a fire-ass picture. You know what I mean? So, salute to Madden, you know what I mean, and all that good stuff. But it is the deluxe edition. The regular edition does not have the Raiders on it. The deluxe edition does have the Raiders, a few defenders running behind Christian McCaffrey in a cold picture. But I don't really care about Madden and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? I don't really, doesn't really mean nothing to me. Yeah, Cap, definitely. CMC is 101. Facts. Salute to the Mokes in the building as well. Let me see. Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's a game. It's a game. It's a game at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And once the GOAT passed away, rest in paradise to, Raider in peace, John Madden, I don't really care what they do with the game anymore, to be real. You know what I mean? Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. You guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. I'm sorry. I think I'm missing a few things. Salute to GA Patriot, my dog. Everybody wait 5 minutes. I got to make my coffee, man. Salute to my guy, GA. Did you guys see the news that came out the other day about Steven Nelson retiring? Salute to Steven Nelson. It was actually kind of a shocker. He's still fairly young. He's not super old. He was a captain last year for the Texans. The guy has played really well pretty much at every stop. Started his career in Kansas City. Looked good out there. Played good for the Steelers. Played good for the Texans. He's moved around a little bit. He's coming off of a season, you guys, I believe, where he had 5 picks this last season. You know what I mean? Phenomenal year by Steven Nelson. But it was interesting because Aaron Wilson put this out there today, a few days ago. Multiple NFL teams, including the Texans, our Raiders, Giants, Rams, Commanders, and Dolphins, made prospective contract offers or serious inquiries about signing Steven Nelson this offseason, according to several general managers in league sources. However, Nelson made the choice to instead retire for his family and business reasons. Salute to Steven Nelson. I already know, much respect to him. I hope everything works out for you and your family in retirement. Every player, it's kind of like a bittersweet day, right? You're like, you never want it to end, but at the end of the day, sometimes it's time to hang it up. Your body is, is telling you different things than your brain may, you know what I mean? But this is interesting, you guys, because a few days ago, a few of our beat writers put it out there that we wouldn't be looking to adding any veteran cornerbacks to this room, right? And this is why I keep saying this is no shade. I just big up, to Sean Reed. I always give Vinny B his flowers when they deserve it, and rightfully so. But this is why I always say, you guys, sometimes you have to take some of this news with a grain of salt. Because at the end of the day, if we were going off of, just what these two guys say, who have a lot of weight, as beat writers and, being in the room, for them to say that, we weren't looking to add any veteran corners to this room before training camp is nonsense. I mean, just look at it. Look right now. It was literally tweeted that we were looking at bringing in the likes of a Steven Nelson. Now, some people may say we weren't looking to make a big, I believe the article said making a big move in free agency. Well, guess what? I don't know what you guys think, but cornerback too is a big move. Cornerback 2 is a major move. That is a starter on one of the weaknesses on the defensive side of the football. And there's not too many glaring needs on the defensive side of the football. The linebacker room, our 2 starters are coming back. We added Tommy Eichenberg. The defensive line is phenomenal. They'll be even better with Christian Wilkins, and Merrick. But, we have Jack Jones. We have Nate Hobbs in the slot, and we're questioning who that guy is going to be on the outside, right? Is it going to be Brandon Faison at this point, the veteran, that Graham and these guys love? Is it going to be Jacorian Bennett in year 2? Well, guess what? That is a major move. I'm sorry, but corner 2 is a major position to fill. It is one of the toughest positions to play in the NFL. So I just have to kind of throw this out there, you guys, that sometimes we have to take some of this news with a grain of salt. Once again, salute to Steven Nelson. This is no shade to the beat writers, but sometimes we have to question why people say certain things, and then a day later, the news comes out that we're actually looking to add a veteran. Babe, I'm live right now. I'll call you right back. It's just kind of weird. Sometimes it just kind of shocks me that some of the news that is fed, to the nation, fed, to the fan base, it's sometimes you got to scratch your temple at this thing, because Steven Nelson, it's apparent that we are looking at adding a veteran cornerback, at some point. And it looks as though before training camp, because we've already had talks with Steven Nelson. So I would not be shocked at some point. We can take Xavier Howard out of this because of the whole situation now with his ex-girlfriend and the son and the text messages. That is nasty work. But at the end of the day, I don't think you can write off bringing in the likes of an Adoree Jackson or bringing in the likes of a Stephon Gilmore at this point, because it is clear that we are trying to add another cornerback to this room, or even potentially a J.C. Jackson. Maybe you're betting that you can bring out the best in him like New England did in his earlier years. He's only, I believe, 28 years old. Yeah, he struggled mightily with the Chargers. Yes, Tom Telesco was there, and he paid him a massive amount of money. But at the end of the day, the kid may come in here with Graham and look a lot better within our scheme. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it looks as though we are looking to add another veteran piece to the cornerback room, regardless of what anybody was saying in the media. Okay, it looks as though we have a presser going on right now, you guys. Let me see if I can bring this up. Salute to everybody in the chat that's reminding me. Let me see. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. I'm going to bring this up real quick. Salute. Let me share the screen. Come on, man. These commercials take it mad long. Boom. Let me share this. Salute once again, everybody here in the building. I'm about to present share screen. All right, boom. All right. We'll keep that up right now until we get to it. But at this point, you guys, with journeyman Steven Nelson retiring, what do you think we do at this point? Xavier Howard, I think, is a no-go at this point. Do we look to bring in the likes of an Adoree Jackson? Do we look at potentially bringing in Stephon Gilmore? Much respect to Darren Waller. He just retired. The Giants saved a massive amount of money. I believe they saved $11-12 million. They are looking at adding another corner as well. I don't know if Stephon Gilmore would look to joining the Giants at this point. I don't know if he looks at them to be a threat. I know he's already won a Super Bowl. I know he's already won a Defensive Player of the Year. If they offer him a bag, maybe he will look at the Giants. They just freed up a bunch of cap. And also, according to Aaron Wilson, it looks like the Giants were interested in bringing in Steven Nelson. So at this point, we may have to pay a little bit of extra money to bring in a veteran cornerback. Adoree Jackson, I don't think it's going to cost you a tremendous amount of money because of the durability issues. He hasn't played a lot of football these last few seasons. But if you want to bring in Gilmore, a guy that defines durability, that's played at a high level everywhere. Even last year, he played in every game. I believe he started in every game. He looked pretty good for the Dallas Cowboys last year at the age of 32. Do you bring him in at this point, even if it costs you $9 million? There's going to be other people out there. Once again, like I said, the Giants just freed up a shit ton of cap, and they're looking at adding another starting caliber cornerback. At this point, can we trust that Jack Jones, or Brandon Faison or Jacorian Bennett can be the guy on the outside opposite of Jack Jones. It's kind of nerve-wracking, you guys. It really is nerve-wracking. And New Era, I hear you. Gilmore is more of his own corner, but this is a guy to me that is such a great mind. He has a great football IQ. I think that him and Graham, I think he would fit right in with what we're doing, to be honest with you. I don't think that we're so dependent, New Era, on what scheme we run. We've seen Graham do several looks on the defensive side of the football. And one thing with Graham is he'll call the plays according to the strengths of his players. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too much worried about Gilmore being stronger, more in his own corner, and he doesn't fit what we do. Graham always finds a way to get people involved and play to their strengths on the defensive side of the football. So, I mean, I've seen him play, have one corner play one specific, system and have another guy on the other perimeter, play in a whole entire different look. You know what I mean? So I'm not too much worried about Gilmore not fitting in what we're doing at this point. Stephon Gilmore is a great football mind, a brilliant football mind. There's a reason why he's played at a high level up to this point in his career, even at the age that he is. I'm not too much worried about, if him not fitting in the scheme and blah, blah, blah. New Era, I believe his cap hit is 8.9. New Era, I believe $8.9 million. So you probably have to look somewhere along those lines, which I have no problem with doing, because you still have $35 million at your disposal. So, you still have a shit ton of money. You still have roughly $25 million left to take care of some of your own players, or even to take some of that money into mid-season where the trade deadline comes full force, and you could potentially make some moves because you have some money still at your disposal. Young, I agree. One injury, our secondary can be in shambles for real. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to go out there and you have to add a veteran corner to this room. It's just it's mandatory. Graham, what does Richardson look like? To be real with you, I have not heard anything, not one thing about what Richardson looks like. All I keep hearing is that coaches love the measurables. They love the skill set that he has. This is a kid that played at a high level at Mississippi State. He has everything that you need in order to, he looks the part of a starting corner in the NFL, but it all starts, between the ears. It's going to take some time to get him up to speed of the NFL game. And I'm not hearing too much of anything up to this point about what Richardson looks like. But hey, you never know. Training camp may come. The helmets, the pads get on, and next thing you know, he's out there looking like a stud. Who's to say? But have not heard anything up to this point about our young rook, Richardson out of Mississippi State. And I've talked to a lot of people out there covering OTAs. And once again, Graham will be talking to our people over at Vegas Sports Today this week also, who are out there covering mandatory minicamp. So maybe we'll get a better idea of what Richardson is looking like out there. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, Perm. Salute to you. I love the idea of bringing in Stephon Gilmore, to be that number 2 guy in your cornerback room, but 12 mil is a little too much money for my blood. The spot track is $9 million. You have to take into account it's no state tax. He's going to be getting most of his money. At the end of the day, I would be up to giving him an $8 million contract with some incentives that can potentially get him up to $10 or $11 million. That's play time. That's Pro Bowl. That's how many reps, how many snaps, all that good stuff. I would love to offer him an $8 million, $9 million deal and throw some incentives in there. Hey, if you're a Pro Bowler, you get an extra $1 million. If you play, in every game, give him an extra $500,000, an extra $800,000. Throw some incentives his way. But that's a lot of money to pay an aging corner. But a 1-year deal regardless. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. We are waiting for the presser to pop up. Apparently, we have Max Crosby, we got Jacoby Myers, and we have Nate Hobbs. This should be a phenomenal presser. Salute to our guys out there. Let me see. Yeah, and we haven't talked about it. And to be real with you, there's no real reason to talk about it. But at the end of the day, once a Raider, always a Raider, right? How do you guys feel about Darren Waller retiring at the age of 31 years old? I believe 30, 31, right? How do you guys feel about that? It's clear cut that we actually won that trade, right? I mean, we got Trey Tucker in the third round. We freed up some money and brought in Jacoby Myers. I think it's apparent that we won that trade. But how do you guys feel about Darren Waller stepping away from the game? If you haven't gotten an opportunity, he did do a podcast where he did, big up our head coaches, his positional coaches, the time where he was in Oakland, the time where he was in Las Vegas. It looks as though he really loved the time in Oakland and Las Vegas more than, the time where he was on a practice squad with Baltimore, kind of up and down over there. And then, the 1 year that he had with Daniel Jones and company out there with the New York Giants. But, it's interesting, man. He has some high praise, for our franchise, man. So, we may joke about the music, and we may joke sometimes about, people saying that he fumbled, Kelsey Plum and all that other good stuff. I want to say this, man. We do have some fun. We do joke around, but I'm hoping and praying that Darren Waller stays healthy. I hope he stays sober. I hope that he's thought this out. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that this is the best move for him and his family, man. So, we have a lot of fun with Darren Waller, man. We definitely do, because a lot of us, including myself, feel like he gave up on us. I feel like sometimes some of those injuries, it seems as though he didn't want to fight through them. He, just was non-existent at times. There was times where I'm like, get rid of Darren Waller. But at the end of the day, man, we had a nice 2-year run with D Wall where he was out there balling for us, man. So once again, salute to Darren Waller on his retirement and whatever it is he has going on moving forward, man. Let me see. Think so, Gio? That's interesting. Waller was motivated by Gruden. After he was ousted, he stopped caring. Okay. Salute to Gio. He definitely loved Gruden. For sure. I agree, Noah. I think that's really what it boils down to at this point. He's just not in love with the game. You know what I mean? And guess what, New Era? The best thing to do when you're not truly bought in and when you don't have love for the game anymore, you step away, because you could potentially kill yourself on a football field if you're not bought in, if you're not truly in love with what you're doing. So, once again, much respect to D-Wall. Just sucks that, he's so young. He started off his career so late, because of the ups and downs, him coming out of Georgia Tech, dealing with the drug usage and stuff like that. It's just nasty work, man, because I could see this guy playing well into at least his mid-30s at a high level. You know what I mean? It's nasty work. Salute to my boy Rich, man. Appreciate you, brother, on gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to all the new members here in the building because of my brother Richard. If you want to become a member and you missed out on those, hit the link. It's pinned up top. One of the best ways to support what we do over here, man. Appreciate you, brother. Seeing Jack Jones practice with wide receivers is crazy. It's insane. And once again, Jorge, we talked about this at the beginning of the show. If you go back and check out some of his film at Long Beach Poly, in high school, the guy was a two-way player, phenomenal route runner, just an explosive, athlete out there, Long Beach Poly. So it was interesting to see him get some reps out there. I don't want to see too much of it because I don't want to see him get hurt, you know what I mean? Because then we'll be in for a definite bad ride, at the cornerback position. But it's interesting to see him out there getting some reps at the wide receiver position. It's kind of cool, man. It's kind of cool. Salute to Indiana. Real quick, Graphk. Our DT room is a strength this year, but Call is the next one going to step up. He will take Jenkins' spot next year. Your thoughts? You would love to see it, Indiana. The guy has all the measurables. You know what I mean? He was a force out there in Kentucky. If you get a chance to go check out some of his tape at the collegiate level, you know what I mean? He didn't really get a chance in Carolina, right? We kind of snagged him off the practice squad, I believe. I do believe in McCall. I do want to see what he looks like this upcoming season. I hope that he gets a few reps out there and we can see if he could take over, Big John's spot at some point. But, we got young McCall. We have a young Nesta Jade, who's to say that they both even make the roster at this point. But it's going to be interesting to see what he looks like moving forward. But if I had to pick one, Nesta Jade or McCall to take John Jenkins' spot next year, because he'll probably end up retiring. He's getting a little up there in age. I would go with McCall. I want to see what the kid looks like, man. I definitely do. Salute to Indiana, man. But those are clearly the three DTs on this roster that could play the nose tackle position. You know what I'm saying? It's McCall, it's John Jenkins, and then it's Nesta Jade. So if I had to be a betting man, I would take McCall taking the job over Jenkins once he leaves, over Nesta Jade. I don't even know if Nesta actually makes the roster this upcoming season, to be real with you. Let me see. Salute to my brother Hug, man, in the building. One of the GOATs over here, my brother Hug D. Salute, salute, salute. Salute to all the new members in the building also because of my brother Hug. Gifting 5 OLV Raider Network memberships. Hit the link up top if you want to become a member. Salute to the GOAT himself, the Mob Father himself, Hug D's. You guys check out his website as well. I know we put it somewhere in the chat. Go check it out. Support one of our own. Let me see. New era. Who would we give an extension to first? Colton? Well, Colton's not mandatory at this point. He still has some time left on his, on his existing contract. Hey man, New era. I want to be real with you. I got to see him play this season. I got to see him get through a season. That shoulder injury, it's apparent that it's still nagging him right now at this point. It's kind of nerve-wracking to think that your left tackle is still dealing with, or rehabbing that shoulder injury that he missed some football last year because of, right? So at the end of the day, I would take Colton out of there. You know what I mean? There's no real reason to look at an extension at this point. I believe he still has a few years left on his existing contract. If I had to pick two guys right there, I'm looking at Malcolm Kuntz and I'm looking at Nate Hobbs. Malcolm is going to be a force to be reckoned with this upcoming season. I think he's going to make so much noise as that edge rusher 2 opposite of Max Crosby, and he's going to deserve whatever comes his way. So I would go Malcolm and Hobbs. I love Merrick. I think that at some point we will pay Merrick as well, but we have a few pups, that are sitting behind him right now. Chris Smith, what do we have with him? Palamau, we still have him as a UDFA still on the roster. And then we have Trey Taylor, our 7th rounder out of Air Force. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what Merrick looks like this upcoming season. I do believe he'll have a big year, but I've been waiting, New Era, for him to have like that star-studded season. And he hasn't put it all together yet. You know what I mean? I'm hoping it happens this season. I truly do. I believe in the kid. I wanted to take him in that first round at a TCU the year he came out. I believed in him that much. But I need Merrick to go out there and prove it this year. If you want to become one of the highest paid safeties in the NFL, you need to go out there and play lights out this upcoming season. I need to see more in coverage. I need to see him be more of a ball hawk that he was there at TCU. Get your hands on the football this upcoming season. Come down with some picks. Play your part. You know what I mean? So I would go Malcolm because of what he did last year. Finally getting an opportunity to get a lot more reps under Antonio Pearson showing out. And then Nate Hobbs. We clearly don't have anyone that can come in and take over that slot position over Nate Hobbs right now. That's clearly his position. If he can stay healthy this year, take care of Nate Hobbs as well. Salute to my brother East Coast in the building. My dog. That safety room is going to get heavy with talent if he doesn't. There you go, East Coast. And we know this, right? Palamau, Trey Taylor, Chris Smith. I mean, man, there's a list of safeties salivating, waiting to get on the field. Merrick better show and prove this upcoming season, or he may be out. Real talk. Or at least out on a big-time deal. Yes, I definitely am worried about Colton up to this point. You know what I mean? But, the pads aren't on yet. He is out on the football field at mandatory minicamp today, you guys, working on the sideline, getting in some reps. You know what I mean? They're being very patient with him. But, yes, I'm definitely nervous about him because that is a scary, scary thing to think about. And at this point, you may be moving your starting right tackle, Mumford, to left tackle. Or you may be putting Andres Pete at left tackle where he was terrible for the Saints last season, and then have Glaze, a rookie out of Maryland, your 3rd rounder, potentially starting at right tackle, if Mumford has to move over to left tackle. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nerve-wracking, right? You can look at it from two different standpoints. If you move Mumford, you potentially have a rookie starting at right tackle. If you put in Andres Pete, it's a scary sight because you have him at left tackle protecting your quarterbacks. Nasty, nasty work. So, yes, I'm very, very nervous about Colton Miller. I'm hoping that he can go out there, man, and and stay healthy this upcoming season, man. He's been a phenomenal left tackle for us since coming into the league. New era. I mean, I think at some point, Spillane's not going to cost you a massive amount of money. The linebacker position is literally the new running back position. These guys don't get paid an astronomical amount of money. You know what I mean? Unless you're like the Fred Warners of the world, where you rightfully so deserve a massive amount of change, to play the position. I don't think that Spillane will cost us a lot of money, but it's going to be interesting to watch Tommy Eichenberg's development year one. You know what I mean? If he gets some reps, I think he's going to be more of a special teams kind of guy in year one. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. Robert Spillane looked really good out there last year. He played through injuries, looked good in coverage for us. He wasn't just that thumper that we thought he would be coming from Pittsburgh. But we shall see. But even if we do, let's just say we do pay Spillane, and he deserves it. He played lights out for us last year. Max loves him. They made him a captain. You know what I mean? AP loves Robert Spillane. It's not going to cost us a massive amount of money. It really won't. It really won't. So you could potentially take care of Spillane and two of the other guys, with some of the money that you have. To be real, you know what I mean? What is Nate Hobbs truly going to cost you right now? If you wanted to pay him right now, realistically, he hasn't done a lot to make him one of the highest paid, slot guys in the NFL. And I love Nate Hobbs. That's no knock on him, but he has to do more. Malcolm Kuntz, that can get pricey. Merrick, we still don't know. And then Spillane, you know who he is. So, I give him another deal. I give Spillane another, maybe a 2-year deal, second year team option that kind of gives you a little time to evaluate Tommy Eichenberg and see if, his development is there. And if you sign Spillane to a 2-year deal with a second year being a team option, if you see Tommy Eichenberg ready to take that next step in his development, then you can move on from Spillane. And then you still got Masters in there as well. Salute to Perm, my guy in the building, man. Appreciate you on a $5 holla. It's crazy our D was that good last year. It's been forever since we had a good defense. Pumped. We're doing it the Raider way. Smash mouth football. Salute to my dog Perm. Factory Outlet, my brother. I appreciate you on the $5. Salute to Wade as well. Appreciate you on the $5 holla. We should go after Justin Simmons and push Trayvon in the nickel. Trayvon played some slot at TCU. You know what I mean? There was a reason, he had a lot of versatility at the collegiate level. I wouldn't technically move Merrick, though. Wade, I would just bring Justin Simmons in, and I would have him and Merrick. If you do bring in Justin Simmons, you guys know how I feel about that. If you bring him in, him and Merrick are your 2 starting safeties. I'm sorry. I love Epsy. Played well for us last year, but at the end of the day, that is an upgrade. I would have Justin Simmons and Merrick out there with Nate Hobbs playing in the slot. Salute to Wade on a $5 donation. Salute to Marcos. What up, Graphk? Just wanted to bring some good news that I'm happy to announce I'm a first-time father. Found out it's a boy. Raider Nation just got bit. Man, that's what's up. Everybody in the chat, man, congrats to our brother Marcos Vasquez. Salute to you, man. I love that, man. That is so dope, man. Salute to Marcos Vasquez. Appreciate you, brother, for sharing your news with us. Phenomenal, man. Love it. Salute to you. Let me see. Also, salute to our God, my father, Hug. I hate that the positions that get the most punishment outside of the trenches gets dissed on getting their bag. Nasty work. NFL and owners do better. Facts. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. The defensive line does, a lot of the dirty work. The offensive line does a lot of the dirty work. They get paid a massive amount of money, and they deserve it. But you're right. What happens when an opposing running back gets past the first level of the defense? You got your linebackers, your second level of the defense, having to clean up the mess, right? I definitely believe that linebackers deserve more money at this point. It's just sad to see some of these positions, the running back position as well. You can just run these guys to the ground, pay them bare minimum money, and boom, throw them wayside. That's nasty work. I agree with you, Hug. I do believe that linebackers and running backs should get paid more money. Real talk. I mean, it's a different era. It's a different game now, man. But I agree with you. I definitely agree with you, man. Let me see. I like that, Mondo. I like that. If we can get anything close to a Richard Seymour with Christian Wilkins, man, we're in for a ride. I love it. Salute to you, man. Frank, I appreciate you, man. I try to wear my Oakland stuff as much as possible. Anything that has Oakland on it, I try to purchase because I just try to hold on so dearly to anything that, is home. You know what I'm saying? Anything that we come from, anyone that grew up in Oco understands, what Oakland means, to Raider fans. So I try to buy as much Oakland stuff as possible, man. I've actually been on eBay, trying to see if I can win, these little, whatever they're called, little eBay giveaways or whatever, trying to win as much Oakland vintage stuff as possible, man. So, salute to you. Brave, what's good, King? Yes, LT, we will be doing the Brock Bowers film breakdown this Thursday. Me, Big Mike, and East Coast Gridiron, you guys. And I promise I've seen people complaining about it. Why you guys were upset a little bit about the film study. There was a few people that were like, oh, you and Wasted kind of derailed the show, bringing some entertainment and laughing and joking. Hey, man, sometimes you got to bring some entertainment to those type of shows, man. You know what I mean? But I promise you guys, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to let Big Mike and I'm going to let East Coast cook. Simple and plain. It's not going to be any joke. There'll be some jokes flying here and there, but we will not derail the show. We'll allow our guys to break down the film the way they need to, and we're going to have some fun with it, man. But I promise you, for those who were complaining about the last show, the Jackson Powers Johnson, saying we derailed it, that won't happen this Thursday. I'm going to kick back and enjoy the ride. So 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time, we will be live breaking down Brock Bowers' Georgia film, whether that's in the slot, whether that is, at the tight end position, whether that's in the backfield. We're going to be covering it all. Let me see. Yeah, Nick, I don't know who you're referring to talking about Tommy Eichenberg like that, but I can say this. There's been nothing out there at all about him looking bad, looking good. How do you shit on anyone who hasn't played a down yet in the NFL? I always got to question those guys that they call themselves content creators and shit on people before they've even played a rep, even played a down. It's just nasty work to me. It's like sometimes people create these YouTube pages just to like combat and say crazy shit so they can get clicks and get their little bit of money, from AdSense. It's actually nasty work. You know what I mean? How do you shit on Eichenberg at this point? He played really, really well at Ohio State. He was a leader out there on that defense. You know what I mean? And I mean, shit, a lot of people are saying that his NFL comp is Robert Spillane. So, I mean, how do you shit on Tommy Eichenberg before the pads even come on? It's just day one in mandatory mini camp, and we're already talking shit about Tommy Eichenberg. It's nasty work. Yeah, that shit ain't leather, Lucky, at all. It's nasty work. Lead with optimism, you guys. Lead with optimism. And then, if shit hits the fan, you call it how you see it. But at the end of the day, I always lead with optimism. I'm not out here saying that this person is terrible, this person is terrible, so on and so forth. Some people will say that. That's cool. That's just not who I am. I lead with optimism until they show me otherwise. Let me see. Yeah, Desert, we were having some fun, man. But I seen the comments. A few people were crying and complaining about us having fun, man. The fun police and shit. New era. Good question. Who's a breakout candidate in camp? Would it be cheating, New era, if I said Tyree Wilson? I mean, I know he's a former first-round pick. He's in year 2 this year. Didn't really have a shit ton of success last season, right? We kind of moved him around on the defensive line. I'm going to go with Tyree Wilson. I know that may sound like I'm cheating here, but it is what it is. I'm going to go with Tyree. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Dylan. I think that Dylan, the way he plays the game, he's gonna force this regime to put him on the football field his rookie year. Simple and plain. The way he approaches the game, the way he prepares for the game, the way just when you see him out there getting his reps, whether it's in a passing game, whether he's running the football, whether it's special teams. I just think that he's going to prove to this regime that you have to keep me on the football field. You know what I mean? So I'll go with Dylan Labe, and I'll go with Tyree Wilson on the defensive side of the football. Definitely. I mean, you could say, you know, Myers for sure. But, I mean, he balls every year. That's not really saying too much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jacoby cooks every year. Salute to Primos, my dog. Yo, Graphk, keep that content going. We love talking football, yes, but more important, we love having laughs and having a good time. That's what makes your channel one of the top channels in the nation. Salute to my guy, man. Appreciate you, brother. Oh, yeah, you know, look, I'm not going to change things because, you know, a few people were upset about things. But, you know, to be honest, I really want to break down this Brock Bowers tape without any, you know, any fuss. So we'll still have some fun, you guys, but I definitely want to watch my guys break down that tape. I want to learn a lot more about Brock Bowers this Thursday. You know what I mean? We're going to have some fun. Salute the Cheese, my guy. I don't think coupon time is going to extend anyone soon. I think he's going to wait for a team to melt down around the trade deadline and have money to pick up any contract. Much love to the OLV and Nation. Salute the Cheese, man. I love it, bro. I love it. You definitely want to hold on to some money because there is going to be some players, you know, some high-level players that in the middle of the season, they're going to say, I want out of here. I want out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. And guess what? We could be sitting over there, you know what I mean, Birdman, because we got it. Cheese. I hear you, my brother. And look, outside of just adding a veteran cornerback that, you know, won't cost you an arm and a leg, you know what I mean? I truly believe that we're going to go into this season, you know, with a lot of money at our disposal, and he's going to be patient. He's going to observe this team this upcoming year. There's no real rush to take care of any of you guys at this point because all of them have question marks, Cheese. All of them. I hate to say this, but all of them have question marks. Merrick, you know, he's been up and down in his career up to this point. You know, Malcolm Kuntz, can he continue playing at a high level the way he played last year, right? He hasn't had many opportunities up to this point. I mean, you know, Nate Hobbs, durability, having, you know, leaving some things to be desired in coverage. You know what I mean? Most of these guys that are coming up on deals, Divine Diablo, are leaving a lot to be desired on the football field. I'm just keeping it a buck. So I hear you, Cheese. There's nothing wrong with Tom Telesco being patient and just saying, let me see what my guys look like this upcoming year, and then we can come back to the, you know, to the table and see who gets paid and who doesn't. I agree, Cheese, man. Salute to my guy. Let me see. Graham, I appreciate you, brother. Real talk. I appreciate you, man, for supporting. Salute to my guy, man. My brother. OakLosVegas.com, you guys. Go get some merch. Chris, Graphk, does it seem like the coaches are confident and fully vested to you? We have not had that in the last two to three. Yes, Chris, for sure. I mean, if you watch these pressers, I mean, AP is clearly, you know, he has this thing, you know, firing on all cylinders. Patrick Graham is excited about the defensive side of the ball. Luke Getsy even has kind of an excitement around the way he, you know, is vocalizing what's going on out there in Vegas right now. I mean, even the positional coaches, you know what I'm saying, watching Bennett today, you know, talk about Devontae's route running ability, talking about Trey Tucker, you know what I'm saying, even Scott Turner out there today, you know, in the presser, he's excited, you know, about what we got going on. Yes, I definitely, Chris, I think these coaches are confident. I think that they want to see Antonio Pierce be successful. You know, a lot of these guys played at the NFL level in the past. They want to see one of their own succeed. And AP is bringing all the right, proper energy to that building, and it's showing, and it's definitely, you know, it's definitely showing on the other coaches as well. Salute to Chris, man. Yes, I definitely agree with you, brother. Salute to Brandon, my dog. Just got here. We have so much cap. Who do we get? We kind of talked about this, you know, Brandon, at this point. As you know, we're going to have to take care of a few of our guys. Tom Telesco may hold on to some of this money going into the season, you know, just in case, you know, the trade deadline, maybe we're in a prime position to make a big move. Maybe we're in the playoff hunt. You never know. Who's to say? And we said again, you know, other players from their respected organizations may be trying to get out. We may have, you know, you want to have some money to be able to be freed up to make some of those kind of moves. So me personally, I think that we add a veteran corner because we made a call to Steven Nelson. It looks as though we even made an offer to Steven Nelson before he retired. Just add a veteran corner, go into the season, maybe take care of a few of your guys once you see what they can bring to the table the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then hold on to a few of those dollars. Max Crosby is at the podium, you guys. Let me see.
Do you guys feel like you're?
Hold on.
I feel like every year, you have a lot of excitement, anticipation, things like that. At the end of the day, it's just about discipline. Motivation can only take you so far. We got to get disciplined and get better every day. So if we have that mindset and let that bleed through the team, that's what I'm focused on. That's what guys like Christian, guys like Aiden, the leaders stepping up, Spill as well. Like all those guys are,
Aiden,
pushing their rooms, and everybody's trying to get, to the best.
Did you hear that?
They can get to. So that's our main focus right now.
Max, in all your years here with the Raiders, how does this team, does it feel like it's farther ahead? Does it feel like it's, it's got something that maybe some others didn't?
Yeah, like I said, it's just, you can't get too caught up in the hype, the noise, the things like that. We've been a preseason Super Bowl contenders, and also preseason, we're going to lose every game. So all that shit doesn't matter. We just got to be ourselves, focus on what's most important, and that's the work, the process. Working even when you don't.
Aiden the leader, y'all.
That's what it's really about. Because right now everybody's healthy, everyone's happy, everyone's sun's bright. Things are smooth. You don't have games, you don't have extra media attention, so everything's rainbows and butterflies. But when the real bullets are flying, that's when you figure out who your guys are. And
Mac.
For me, that's why I just try to stay present, because
I've
been in those situations many times. And we got guys that are also, in that position, but we got a lot of new guys as well. So we just got to keep improving and focus on what's most important.
How much are you and Christian feeding off each other in practice? Sometimes it seems like some of the things you guys do mirror each other.
Yeah, we're flying around. It's
I love it, man.
When you talk about constantly improving and having competition, those are the type of guys you want around. He works his ass off. It's a guy that works. I feel like I haven't had a guy like that since, like Yannick. I feel like, Yannick was constantly trying to compete with me and go at it. We were competing in everything, and Christian kind of.
Marcus, your shirt is on the way, brother. Appreciate you.
He's a worker, so I love having guys like that are like-minded around. So it's been a hell of a start so far. We got a lot of work to do, but yeah, we're just feeding off each other's energy. We love football, and that's really all that matters.
There was a sequence there where you blew up a play, and then sorry about that, where you blew up a play, and then the next play he blew up a play.
Yeah.
And how's it good does that make you feel like, man, like I could do it, and then all of a sudden here's Christian doing it?
Yeah, hell yeah. AP talked about it all the time. He's like, you don't have to be Superman, just go be yourself. At the end of the day, I feel like I can make every play. My goal is to be the best on the planet, so I feel like I can do it all by myself. But at the end of the day, it's a team sport, and we all got to do it. And when you have guys like that, if you're a competitor, you want to be the one in the backfield making the play. So I love that, because we got a bunch of guys like that now, especially up front. Malcolm to Christian to Adam Butler to John Jenkins. We got a ton of guys that love to play ball, and that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Tyree's coming along. We got more and more guys, stepping up daily, and that's all you want to see.
Tyree.
What are you seeing on the other side of the ball, Max, of the quarterback competition between Gardner and Aiden right now?
Yeah, both guys are competitors. Like I said, I feel like it's a common theme today, but both those guys are competitors. Aiden has come a long way. Like I said, it's the off season, so you can only take everything with a grain of salt. But just seeing his maturity and seeing how he's starting to talk back, and talk some shit back, and I encourage it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I want him to do. The best of the best. They're ultimate competitors. The Mahomes, the back in the day, the Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, the guys like that. They were always jawing back and forth and standing up. It's at the end of the day. You show a little bit of weakness, people are going to hop all over that. So for him, seeing him, kind of come back, at us, it's awesome to see. And Gardner as well. He's played in plenty of big games. He's always been the underdog. And at the end of the day, you see him walk out the building or walk down the street, you wouldn't even know he's a football player. But when he laces it up on Sundays, you can see what he can do. His numbers stack up with a lot of guys you wouldn't even expect. So those guys are gonna battle it out, and the best guy is gonna win. So I'm excited to see what happens.
You know what it's like to be a young player in this league. Your defensive line has you, John, Adam, and Christian to help a Tyree and a Byron and some young guys. What does it mean for those young guys to have the maturity and mentorship that you four offer?
I think it's super important. I've talked about it many times before, but when I first came in the league, I didn't have, an Aaron Donald in my room, or a guy, like a guy that's done it at the highest level. And I seek, that leadership and seek, what are they doing? What's the routine? Things like that. So And you got guys like myself and Christian and Jank, dudes have done it for multiple years. As a young guy, that's like your dream. You want to come in and just soak up as much information as you possibly can. So that's what we do. Christian's working mainly with the D tackles because we're a little bit separate during like individual kind of stuff. So he's done a great job with them, and I'm leading my group, with the ends, and then we all come together and we do all our meetings together and everything. So it's just a collaborative, group. It's not like, no, this is my way or whatever. It's just like we're all learning from each other, and that's what makes our group really special.
Rob Leonard is a phenomenal positional coach.
Off season, having had the surgeries, and then coming back now, getting back up to full speed.
Yeah, it's been a hell of an off season. It started right away. We played Denver week 18, and I think a week later I got surgery on my knee, and then 2 weeks after that I had to get surgery on my thumb. So it's been a hell of a ride back. But at the end of the day, there's a bunch of different paths to get to where you want to go. And for me, it's what I've learned, just in these past 2 years. I feel like, the past year I was dealing with a knee issue, and I literally never missed practice in my whole career leading up to this past season. And
Insane.
I was damn near limited every single day for the whole season in practice and things like that. And I had to learn to make an adjustment because I can't just go out there and, run my knee into the ground. I had to be ready for Sunday. So it made me take a step back so I could take 3 steps forward. And I feel like that's what, this offseason was all about, having the confidence in the guys that are working with me, from, Rick Slade to Alex Guerrero to, my circle, from my agent to Tim Grover, all those type of guys, having them in my corner has been incredible because they've been in every type of situation. They've seen it all. And for me, like, my one goal is to be the best in the world, pound for pound. And I talk about it. I'm about it. I live it every single day. And, whatever street I got to travel to get to where I want to go, I'm going to do that. So I'm exhausting every single, resource I possibly have
Max.
to, have the best season of my career, this year.
Max, speaking of pound for pound, I believe your favorite fighter is fighting this Saturday, Tank Davis. You'd be watching that, catching that?
Absolutely. I love Tank. Been a huge fan for a long time. The way he fights, his approach, his confidence, the way he goes in the ring, just he has no fear in his body. He goes in there and he's fully himself. And that's a guy that I love watching. You could just feel his energy. He walks into a press conference and it's like he owns the place. And those are the type of guys I look up to because they're special. They're special individuals. They do it their way. They don't, try to fit in with anything. They just do what they do. And I think that's what makes him special. So, yeah, I think he's going to have a huge knockout again on Saturday.
How has Rob Leonard challenged you and the rest of the guys in the defensive line room?
Yeah, Robbie's been incredible. He challenges us every day. He doesn't coach anybody. He coaches people different, but he doesn't shy away from coaching. You know what I mean? That's what I think is most important. Nowadays there's a lot of guys that are, feel like they're too big to be coached and things like that. And it's my way or no way. Rob is a guy that can relate to us. He played, Division I football. He's been around a lot of great players, and people have his, respect in our room. So, it's a collaborative, group. He walks in there, and we have the biggest D-line group I think we've ever had. We have like 18 guys or something ridiculous. Got like 4 coaches now in there, and
Love it.
It feels like everybody wants to be in the D-line room at all times. So it's a special group, and it starts with him. And I think he's done an incredible job, and he just pushes us in every single way and just looking, he knows what everybody wants. And you got to have real relationships with the players to be able to talk to them a certain way. And I think that's what he does a great job of doing. And yeah, for instance, like when he first got hired, like he took the time to get in a Zoom call. It was me, him, and Rob Marinelli. And like usually a coach, coaches don't do shit like that. It's like, no, this is my way. He got in a meeting with him, and we chopped it up for an hour and we talked just football. And I thought that was super cool of him, just because it shows like even as a coach he's still constantly learning. And that's why me and Robbie have a real relationship. It's not like just coach type stuff. It's real life, and that's what I feel like why guys respect him so much. I think Marinelli was the same exact way. It was much more than just
Max
a coach.
just talks like a leader too. He don't just look like one. He don't play like one. He talks like one as well.
Taken off relating to fans.
For us, the whole point of it was just to, give back and give guys not just Raiders players, but people in general, get people to share their story and, guys that have been through real adversity. And I think it's been incredible. I've done it purely out of, desire. I've wanted to do it for years and years, and I want to do it with the right people. So, I got my day one guys from Eastern Michigan. We all went to school together. We're all in each other's weddings. We're best friends. So, it's been incredible. And, we're going to keep doing our thing and having fun with it. It's been a hell of a time.
Two more guys.
Adam Butler, and among the players that you like in this group, you seem to develop real chemistry with him late last season. What did it?
You don't have to question nothing he says
to you to get him back.
I feel like to be honest, like we had that connection right away. It started in the off season. He got here last April, I believe. And from that day on, we've been locked in. If you watch from week 1 to week 18, it improved and improved. But usually, it takes a lot more time. And a guy like him, he's a thinker. Like when you're out on the field with him, he's calling out, where they're sliding, calling out protections, things like that. And when you have a guy like that on the field, he's nothing but an asset. And he plays hard. And he's a very underrated rusher. He could win his one-on-ones as well. So I love Adam. Me and Adam have had a great connection. He's a Texas guy as well. He went to Duncanville. So our teams played each other in high school. He's a little older than me, but I've known about him for a long time. So when he got here, it was awesome. It's been special ever since.
Last one, Paul.
Max, there's been a lot of talk about potentially going to an 18-game season, even the Super Bowl stretching out to President's Day weekend. As a player, what are your thoughts, your reaction to that?
It's ridiculous.
It is what it is. I'm going to keep showing up and doing what I do at the highest level. I got no control of that shit.
Appreciate it.
The dumbest shit in the world trying to add another game. It's insane. Salute to Max, man. And I agree with you, Tyree. He'll go down as one of the greatest Raiders of all time. Clear cut. Salute to Niles as well. It's always good to see you, sis. Jacoby Myers, you guys. Let's go.
So how's it been? First day of mandatory minicamp. How do you feel? Like you've been doing and you guys have kind of been developing, learning this new offense.
That's the thing right there. We're trying to learn a new offense, like you said. So been growing pains, but it's been fun. I can say for sure. Like we've been having a lot of fun with it, trying to figure it out where we belong in it. So it's been cool.
What is the next step for you in your career? Obviously you had a great season last year. You're fitting very well here. What is the next step as you're trying to keep progressing?
Man, just how I attack the game, honestly. I feel like mine is a lot of off the field stuff. Just preparing better, working harder off the field, just getting myself
high-end wide receiver 2 right here, baby.
Early on in your career, obviously there was the talk about the lack of TDs, and then at some point you broke that open, and every season since there were 3 consecutive seasons you've had
wide receiver 1 on some teams.
Yeah.
Is that something you're focused on, and you think you can up it again this season?
I honestly don't care if I do it. No, honestly, I just like playing football for real. So whatever they say, I'm
my
gonna
brother.
be regardless.
What do you notice is the biggest difference in Aiden from the end of last year till today?
Reps, familiarity breed. What is it? Content or something like that. Like he getting more reps, he getting better. He understands what to do out there. He's straight.
What are you seeing in that quarterback competition in between Aiden?
See how easy it was just to talk about
They
Aiden?
both want it. Honestly,
Aiden about to
that's
cook
what you
this
want.
year.
So at the end of the day, wherever the chips fall, we'll be straight.
How different is it, though, catching the ball from those guys? How different is their ball?
It's still a football at the end of the day. I don't care who throw it, how it come to me. I got to catch it when it's in front of my face.
Talk about learning this new offense. I guess, how does it kind of suit you and what you want to do, and maybe what adjustments you have to make to kind of fit the offense?
Ooh, that's a tough one, honestly. I'm still trying to get used to it, trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be, when I'm supposed to be there. But that's probably a question you have to ask me in like a month or so I can let you know.
You mentioned that there's been growing pains. How do you just, set that aside in your mind that there are going to be the growing pains? It might not look always great out there on the practice field, but it is part of the process.
I feel like it's something I enjoy. Like it should be hard. It should be different. You know what I mean? If it wasn't, everybody would do it. And that's how you separate yourself. So I'm enjoying it.
Jacoby, what do you think about training camp in Costa Mesa? Are you glad to get a relief from the Vegas Heat?
I ain't never been before, so I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna be with the boys, beat up Trey Tucker a little bit. We'll be cool.
Brock this offseason. What's been your first impressions of him?
Brock!
I like Brock a lot, man. He showed up ready. Like you could tell, he cared about football. He wanted to do everything right. Like he finished every time. That's a good player. I see why he had so much success at the last level.
You mentioned Trey. What have you seen in Trey's growth since his rookie year?
My boy Trey, he catching the ball better. He always been fast, so he might be a little bit slower. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell him I said that, but he really playing good football right now. I'm proud of him. Just the person he is off the field too. Like he show up every day and do his work.
Catching the ball better and maybe better footwork, is that just part of the game slowing down, in your opinion?
Or just same thing with Aiden, man. The more work he put in, the better he get at it. So like he getting used to doing his job, what it feel like to be in here. And I can say that too, like the game slowing down, but he attacking it head on.
I gotta go under.
As a veteran, Jacoby, there's been talk about the NFL potentially going to an 18-game season, the Super Bowl stretching all the way to President's Day weekend. your reaction to potentially having to do something like that?
Well, they're not gonna take my money, so if they say we gotta be there, I'm gonna be there.
Jacoby, the coaches talk about your skill set, saying you're one of the best route runners in the league, and it looks like you got every ability you need to be 1,000+ receiver guy.
Easily.
But you never seem to worry about that, and a lot of receivers do. Why is that, Jacoby?
I'm just out here feeding my family, man, doing what I love to do. So if 1,000 yards come, it's gonna come. If it don't,
Kobe might be
I'll back
my
next
new
year,
favorite
hopefully.
player, man.
What's the cohesion been
On
like
the
with
offensive
this
side of the
unit,
ball?
this group, now that you guys have had a couple years to kind of work together?
love his
Trey,
mentality.
Devontae?
I love the boys, man. I love them. I love playing with them. Everything about being in that room on that unit, like, it's been great. So hopefully it's showing the field this year.
Pretty much everybody that's been asked to name a starting 5 for a basketball team in the locker room has included you.
Yeah.
What is your game? What is your game on the court? And have you played with some of those guys?
We played a little bit. I just do what I got to do when I got to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Man, I
I
love
fit
his
in wherever.
mentality.
Whatever you need me to do, I'm going to make sure I do it.
Would you put yourself on the starting 5?
Of course. Of course.
What position?
I'm probably go 2. I really want to sit in the corner and shoot it, but if they need me to play a little defense or dribble a little bit, I'll do that.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Jacoby.
Appreciate it.
See, now, Hug, this is the thing, right? Salute to my brother for the $5 donation. See how easy he just kind of skimmed over it? When the player's usually struggling to get used to the game, the speed of the game in year 2, they're like, yo, he's still out there learning a little bit. He has to go through his bumps and bruises. Like, that's usually how the pressers go. He just was like, oh, Aiden doing this thing, man. He'll be all right. He's good to go. Like, that's a player that plays at a high level when Jacoby Myers saying that about a second-year quarterback in Aiden O'Connell. There's not a lot of Gardner Minshew talk. You know what I mean? It's clear-cut that Aiden is the guy, bro. Like, Aiden is the QB1 at this point. And I think that he's going to be successful this year. I don't know what that success, what that's going to be or what it's going to mean, but just look at a veteran like Jacoby just literally skim through it. Just, oh, that's he'll be all right. He's good. Like, body language, the way he said it, like, it's just like he's not worried about his starting quarterback. That to me doesn't sound like a starting wide receiver in the league worried about his quarterback getting him the ball. I love it, man. I love it. Salute to Jacoby Myers. That was a phenomenal presser, man. I got a few little hidden gems there. Like I said, read the body language. Like, you can tell he has high hopes with Aiden O'Connell, man. You love to see it. You love to see it. Bro, 2 current Raider greats mentioning Aiden over and over and over, adding details, writings on the wall. There you go, Hug. I'm telling you, bro. It's clear. It's clear. And Max, calling Aiden a leader in the locker room. That means a lot. Now we got Nate High.
Bring back a whole bunch of starters. Year 3 in Patrick Graham's system. Are you sensing that you guys are starting from a different
Transplant?
place
What up, brother?
compared to years past?
Definitely. I think we're starting very fast. I think the communication is different. I think the playing speed is different. I think the mental level, intelligence of it is just different. I think we off to a very fast start.
How fun is it when you have a command and also have a connection with 10 other players on the field?
It's very fun. It's different. I feel like everybody wants to be out here, and believe it or not, it's the NFL. You think everybody be like, everybody like. Some people don't want to be in cold ass Buffalo. Some people don't want to be in Green Bay. Everybody wants to be here, and everybody has a respect level for each other.
Nate, a couple of days ago, Ricky Manning, your cornerbacks coach, said that you were the key to unlocking the defense. At the
Nate is in tremendous
When
shape.
you hear that, what does that mean to you?
I feel like it means it's your 4 for me, and for me, I'm the difference maker. It's a lot of difference makers on this team, but if I play at a high level, I'm just telling you what people tell me. When I play at a high level, people tend to follow. You know what I'm saying? I tend to ignite the defense. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Me saying that, I try to come out there and do the best I can every day for the team, but they telling me that. So other people telling me that, I just take that personal. And I feel like we just got a whole bunch of me's on the defense for real, fire starters, and shouts out to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do my part.
What has Ricky Manning brought to that room as the secondary coach now? What have you seen from him?
I think he brings a passion. I think he has a certain passion for the game and a young energy that you don't usually get to be around as a player. You know what I'm saying? I think being a coach has a level of experience to do with it, but I think he has that experience through him playing the game. He's actually played my position. So he has pointers and a perspective other coaches don't have.
Talk, Nate.
Business side to the sport. You're going into the last year of your contract.
Yeah.
How much do you want to get that taken care of and be here for the long term?
I'm not really worried about that. I'm not thinking about that. I know if I play it's cliche, but I know if I play to the best of my ability and be the best me, everything I want will come if I work my ass off. You know what I'm saying? And be
Come on, man.
For this team. So
These guys are saying all the right things.
Talk about Jacorian Bennett.
God.
All the God-given talent.
Talk, Nate.
Trying to get confidence and grow. He was a rookie. What do you see from him?
Let's go.
I don't like when people, say he's trying to get confidence. He's confident. You know what I'm saying? You in the NFL for a reason. Whether it looks like you got beat on the play and your confidence is down or not, that's how it looks to the outside world.
Salute to the Mo.
I feel like he's a confident young man. You know what I'm saying? And he brings it every day. He just, some people need a little bit to get started. And once he gets started, he's a competitor. So he's confident to me. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe for yourself, personally, what do you think is the next step you need to take to go to the next level in your game?
Salute to Ben.
I think my leadership and awareness. My mama always told me I'm the head and not the tail. I was never a guy where I wanted to be a quote unquote leader. I just wanted to go out there and play and do my best. And me having that passion and swag and whatever else I bring to the game, it's naturally always put me in a position where I have to lead. So just stepping into it with 10 toes and embracing it. So and just in awareness.
Sorry, you and Jack Jones seem
Nate's
to
a smart dude.
a friendship pretty quickly when he came to the team. What was it about him that you guys were drawn to each other, and what was that dance you guys were doing out on the field today?
I can't even. I think it was the old school. I feel like we got a lot of things in common. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a guy you could just tell like he goes against the grain a little bit. He's just a dog. Like you can't never count him out. You can't never be like, he'll go toe to toe with anybody. He got that type of mentality. I feel like outside of football, we got kind of the same mentality. We both unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? Just never know what they gonna do, but got a cool side to him. He just my dog for real, like, and a thorough dude. So I mess with him.
I guess the other guy that makes is Brandon. What's Brandon bring to the squad?
Brandon Faison? Yeah. Be face. I think the sky's the limit for him. I feel like people forget my rookie year in 2021, how he started the last half of the season and went man for man with every receiver who was a top-ranked receiver and shut him down, essentially. Like, once he gets in his bag, he's hard to stop. And he makes it very hard on the opposing team. You know what I'm saying? He's just a physical specimen, is what I call him. Great dude, too.
Told you, man. Everybody loves B-Face.
Positivity. You know what I'm saying?
I think talking about Jack, and he likes to talk and have fun, but how much quieter or different maybe is the room without a Meek around?
We definitely lost a star. Like, people I don't think
salute to Meek.
They give him enough credit, whether he's at the corner, nickel. He make his presence felt in the NFL at a high level. He's one of those dudes. He's one of them. Like, the Lions got to steal, if you ask me. Like, people say I'm among the best in the nickel position. I think he's one of those guys who's among the best, and he bring a different type of energy. Like, just period. He got a different type of energy, different swag. Like I said, he one of them guys you can't never, ever count him out. He been counted out so many times and came back stronger. So.
You talked about working on being more of a leader this year, but for the awareness piece, was that something that you were talking about on the field or off the field?
On the field. I feel like I'm pretty good with it, but I want to take that next step into elite. You know what I'm saying? Being able to know when the quarterback is trying to manipulate me, knowing exactly where I'm at on the field, what comes, really being a step ahead. All the great defensive players, they always, you like, how did he know that? Like, how did he know that ball was going there? Like, just feeling it and trusting it, you know what I'm saying, and putting the work in, studying, all that. So,
from the defensive side of the ball, Nate, what are you seeing from that quarterback competition between Aiden and Gardner right now?
Let's go.
They going at it. They going at it. AOC had a hell of a day today. He was throwing some balls. I forgot, even as a teammate, I forgot he had in him. You know what I'm saying? And I know he got it in him, but he was just making it known again every day, like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to work for this job. And then Minshew, he got me today on 3rd and long. I know, like what you saying, I knew they was trying to hide on me. Minshew at the top of the drop, gave me a little pump fake, and I broke on it. Most quarterbacks can't do that. They don't have that awareness. They don't have the poise. They don't have the, they just trying to get the ball out 3rd down. He gave me top of the drop, pump, broke on the ball, high low, 1st down. So, and then he pointed at me after. That pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? I didn't jump offside the next play in my head. But it's a hell of a – it's going to be down to the wire. But I just think it breeds excellence. You know what I'm saying? Each guy, it's no time for rest. You know what I'm saying? Bring the best out you. You got it.
Speaking of mixing it up between the offense and defense, seems like another new guy, Christian Wilkins, very vocal out there on you guys' side when he makes a play. What's it been like having him around?
Energy. Give the defense more energy. Give Max a chance to realize, like, he's elite, but it's still levels. You know what I'm saying? He still has to work it. What he's going to do, he's going to answer the door. He's going to answer the challenge every time, but he has somebody out there to challenge him. You know what I'm saying? Christian running to the ball, he's a freak of nature. He's 300-something pounds, first one to the ball. I've never seen nobody that size move like that.
Man, I can't wait to watch Will do his thing.
He a pro for real. Like, he know his job. He does what he's supposed to do outside of the field. He talks everything. So.
There's been some talk about the NFL potentially going to an 18-game season, the Super Bowl stretching all the way to President's Day weekend. As a guy now entering his 4th season, could you imagine the season lasting that long? And what are your thoughts on it?
I feel like a couple people gonna feel like Jokic, like ready to go home, but at the, you know what I'm saying? Be on the real, but it take what it takes. Like, the real champions are going to emerge, and the real mentally strong survive. And I know we got that on our team, so it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? President's Day in February all run into each other. To me, it's all the same. Like, yeah, I'm hearing now. It is what it is. So. It is what it is, man. I know it's for entertainment. So shit.
You've been working a lot on special teams. What have you thought of the new kickoff rule, and what do you how to execute it and get the best out of it?
I think it's crazy. I think it's wild for real. Like, I know it's safety though. It helps the safety and the longevity of the players, and that's something
Facts, Charlie.
to commend from the NFLPA and everyone else who went into making that decision, but. I think it sets up a lot of people to make a lot more money and make a lot more plays. Like the special team coach said, get your hands on the ball. Now you're gonna get your hands on the ball as a returner more than the receivers. They're in there like a running back. So,
Nate, what's it like from your end having a coach like Ricky Manning Jr., knowing that he had 3 interceptions in that NFC Championship game, and just the way that he has had that experience and is able to lead you?
He had 3. I didn't know he got 3. 3 crazy. For real.
It's a rookie.
It's crazy. But like I said, he brings a different type of energy that like, he's not just saying this just to say it. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to mix the player with the coach. Man. You know what I'm saying? And entertain those two and give us the best advice to really go make a play, not just the coach, because a lot of coach just the coach, just to be right, just to, put you in the right position on the chalkboard or whatever. But I feel like he's coaching to help us make plays.
Not to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like with what you're saying, you kind of want to make that step from very, very good player to great player. I guess why?
Salute to everybody here in the building still.
To do that.
I always been
salute to Luffy.
I always been a person that wanted to just be better. Like, I feel like I was never satisfied with playing good or being good. I'm like, all right, cool. I could be better. You know what I'm saying? When you get people around like we have around in the building, and you look at a day.
I hope you meant 40 TDs, Rick, not 40 yards.
Like,
if so,
maybe Jack Jones is, or
it's gonna be a nasty season, brother.
It just like, if you really hear it, if you really love this shit, you don't do it for the money. You do it because, like Ryan Clark talked today. He said you do it for self.
I can't say that name, brother, but I appreciate you, King.
You do it because of that.
Hopefully,
last name,
somehow,
for the
some way, you
pride
can
of,
knock
you know
some
what I'm
rest
saying?
off
So
of that.
that's what fuels me, like the pride of it, and just being like that was a different dude. He was different. You know what I'm saying? At the highest level.
Last one.
Thank you.
Hey, yeah. Hey, earlier this year, you had a lot of players advocating for the team to hire AP. He got hired. Now it's through OTAs, and now it's the first day of minicamp. Like, where's the vibe of this team, the buy-in of this team under AP?
I think we totally in.
Hey, yo.
Hey, we trust AP because AP trusts us. As a player, that's one of the biggest things you could have from a coach is that trust and that credibility and the belief. He believes in you. That almost makes you more, you know what I'm saying, like ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that breeds ultimate buy-in and confidence. And that's, if you got those two on the team, along with the hard working aspect of it, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know what year it was the Giants was in the Super Bowl, but they weren't supposed to be in the Super Bowl. But they had that type of team. I feel like AP was on that team. So, shit, I ain't even, you know, I just put that together quick. But just like that, so.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
All right, stop screen. Salute, man, to our guys, Max Crosby, Jacoby Myers, and Nate Hobbs. Phenomenal presser from all three. The energy is through the roof, you guys. You can tell that it's just a different vibe out there in Las Vegas this season. Nate Hobbs praising all of his guys, Christian Wilkins, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, Jack Jones. I mean, he's just, you know, then Max goes into detail, speaking about Aiden O'Connell being a leader now and talking about the defensive line. Jacoby Myers just kind of hinting that Aiden is going to be good to go and so on and so forth. I mean, man, just a phenomenal presser all across the board. I think that's thus far probably my favorite presser of the offseason so far, man. So love to see it, man. Once again, salute to our three starters, Jacoby Myers, Max Crosby, and Nate Hobbs. I want to show you guys some things as well before we get out of here. Real quick, salute to Hug, my dog, man. Appreciate you, brother. Think about it. As fans, AP has us wanting to run through walls. Think about that man in front of you as your boss. Built different. Exactly, Hug. Is a fan base, we're already ready to just buy tickets to every game, get our gear back up, right? All that good stuff. You know what I mean? I can't even imagine what these players feel like. And guess what, Hug? That is why Max was so adamant about his stance on bringing back AP. I may not be here if AP's not here. You know, all things are on the table if AP is not here. You can tell right now. Could you imagine what this would look like without AP here? It wouldn't sound, it wouldn't look, it wouldn't feel the way it is right now. So, you know, salute from Max, you know, going out there and standing on his 10 toes and standing on what he believed in. Salute to all the other players, you know, as well for going to bat, you know, for AP. This thing is just completely different because of our head coach. Simple and plain. I mean, there's nothing else to really, you know, he created a family environment, created a family unit, you know, within this team. The offense speaks highly of the defense speaks highly of the offense. You know what I mean? And it's just, this is a great vibe right now, you guys. It's just a great vibe, man. Salute to Hug, my dog, man. Yes, AR. I shared my opinion on this, and for those who have not seen it, I'll show you guys right here. Boom. So this is what everybody is in an uproar about right now, you guys. The one on the left is the actual Madden cover. The one on the right is the deluxe edition. Once again, you guys, I am not upset about this. Can you find a better picture than Christian McCaffrey than that? You probably can't. So I'm gonna be real with you, man. Look, it is what it is. I'm not upset about it. I'm not one of those people that's gonna cry about, oh, they put us, you know, because we're the Raiders, they did this to us and they did this. I'm not doing that. I'm not one of them people. At the end of the day, you don't want to be put on a poster, so to speak, then don't let a running back get behind the defense. How about that, you guys? If you don't want this kind of shit to happen, don't allow Christian McCaffrey to beat you. Simple and plain. So at the end of the day, I'm not worried about this. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Hey, I'll have the game regardless because my son loves to play Madden. So I'm going to order, Madden 25. But I'm not looking at it from a standpoint of Christian McCaffrey, or they tried to play our Raiders in this. I just don't look at it like that. I don't look at it like that at all. Let me see. John, that's interesting, right? The photo's fake. We wear black uniforms versus the Niners. It's interesting. Because that's a home game, right? That's at Allegiant Stadium. I know, right? Salute to Graphk. Definitely, but it is what it is. I'm not too much worried about it. I'm not tripping. Salute to GA Patriot on a $5 donation as well. Great presser. I'm with you, Graphk. These men got me hyped. I'm so ready for the opening day kickoff. This is facts, my brother. I'm so pumped. I cannot wait, man. I am hyped. For real, for real. That's last year's photo. It's going to be different going forward. Talk that talk, Courtney. Salute to GA, my dog. I'm going to show you guys this as well. Let me get rid of this. Stop sharing. Boom. I'm going to mute this because I can't play it. But this is what I wanted to show you guys real quick as well. Salute to everybody here in the building. Let me minimize this. Boom. 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 I want to show you guys how shifty Jack Jones is on the offensive side of the football. Look at this. Look at this. Our guy, our starting corner, Jack Jones, getting some reps on the offensive side of the football. And it's hilarious because he's the only receiver in a black jersey. Everybody else is in white. Look at Jack Jones. Let's get it. You love to see it, man. Salute to my people over at Vegas Sports Today. Love it, man. Love it. Love it. Jack Jones out there getting some reps at the wide receiver position out there at mandatory minicamps today. And you guys can see the list of receivers right there. Polamalu in on the tackle right there on Jack Jones. But you see DJ Turner, you see Trey Tucker, you see Jacoby Myers, and you see Devontae Adams all out there ready to go. First day of mandatory minicamp at the wide receiver position. So it's interesting. Interesting. Boom. Let me remove this. Boom. All right, cool. Nose ring, no booger, y'all. Nose ring, no booger. Stop screen. Transplant. I don't know yet. I have no idea if I'll be out there for any. Oh, you know what? I will be probably for the last one because usually the alumni party is the last preseason game. I got to hit up Stu and see if we're going to do the alumni party this year. But if so, I'll probably be out there for the last game. You know what I mean? So it'll be the Niners game, right? We got, what do we have? We have Minnesota game 1, Dallas game 2, Niners game 3. So I'll probably be out there for week 3 of preseason. And I'll be actually out in Vegas in the next few weeks or so as well, covering a few other things. Stay tuned. I'm not going to put it into the universe yet, you guys, but I may be out there July 10th through the 13th, 14th. There's some big things going on out in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. Stay tuned. I'll drop some information once we lock everything in. Hey, New Era, I got to agree with you. The X factor for this team is Getsy. You have faith in him after failing in Chicago. Let me say this. I have faith in our wide receivers. I have faith in our offensive line. I have faith in our running back room. It's a little nerve-wracking. Don't get me wrong, because this is our first year, without Josh Jacobs in a while, right? We don't have an all-pro running back right now. We have a younger group. Zeus is coming in to be the guy moving forward. You know what I mean? I'm a little nervous about the run game, but that's Luke Getsy's calling card, right? So, I think our success is tied to Getsy and that running back group. I think that Aiden or Gardner Mitchell, whoever wins that quarterback one spot, is going to be okay. I think the wide receiver is going to be good. I think our offensive line is going to be fine this year. But I'm very, I got to keep an eye on Getsy. He is the X factor because he has to get that running back group ready to go. You know what I mean? He has to make sure that Aiden or, Gardner Minshew, has this system down to a T and they're ready to go because, we start the season off pretty rough, you guys. We got the Chargers in LA. We got the Baltimore Ravens in week 2, back-to-back road games. You know what I mean? We gotta be high flying, man. We gotta be ready to go. So yes, Getsy is the X factor because he has to have our quarterback group ready to go. He has to have that running back group ready to go. You know what I mean? So we shall see. But yes, I would have to agree. If I had to pick an X factor, it definitely would be Luke Getsy. That's definitely a major question mark for me going into this season. Let me see. We have to have faith, or what will we have? Sarah, what you mean? Yes, GA, this is facts. This is facts. He's definitely spoke highly about Luke Getsy. They shared time in Green Bay, and, he was their wide receivers coach. I believe he was their what else was it? He was something else out there. Offensive, I don't know. Was he their coordinator for a year or two? I forgot. I know he was a wide receivers coach out there with Tay. He had his hands in Aaron Rodgers' success with the back-to-back MVP seasons. You know what I mean? So we shall see. But Devontae definitely speaks highly of Getsy and the offense that he runs. Yes, AJ. Yes, got to run the football effectively. It does not work if you cannot run the football. And like Stu has said, and like a lot of other former athletes and athletes right now, it is very, very tough to defend 12 personnel. When you have 2 tight ends on the field, two wide receivers lined up, like it's very difficult to defend that. We have to have that ground game going in order to make that 12 personnel work, whether it's in the running game or the passing game. You have to run the football effectively in the 12 personnel. Let me see. Salute to everybody here. LT, it's too early for that. I got to see what he looks like on the field, calling the plays before we decide on putting them up in the air like we did with Graham last year. I know we ended up did we put Bo up there for a little while too? Bo Hardegree, who was calling the O last season. So it's too young. It's too young in the off season right now. It's not, the season ain't even here yet. I don't even want to talk about, potentially throwing him up in the air yet. Let's see what he got going on the sideline first. Let me see. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Salute to the almost 800 people still in the building, regardless if you're on Twitter or if you're on YouTube. I just want to say thank you so much. If you can, take a second, wipe them feet, y'all, meaning hit them thumbs up. It definitely helps us remain in the algorithm on YouTube. Also, hit that subscribe button. It's definitely appreciated. Before we get out of here, you guys, OakLosVegas.com. Go get you some drip. PlanetRaiders.com. Go get you some written material. WoodsonWhiskey.com. Go get you some goat whiskey. Tell them the Graphk Raiders sent you. Also, AnyGivenSundaySauces.com. Go get your OLV Any Given Sunday sauce, now available also on Amazon. We have a very, very active week, you guys. Today we got this. We may do a Graphk and Wasted show tonight. I know he has a solo show lined up as well, but we may do something later on. Also, me, Big Mike, East Coast Gridiron, we'll be doing the Brock Bowers film breakdown Thursday. We have Mike Dixon of Vegas Sports Today coming on tomorrow to break down what he's seen at mandatory minicamp. And then we'll have maybe another show or two locked in sometime during the week. So we will be very active all week long. My brother Mikey texted me and he asked me to do this before we get out of here, so I have to randomly do it. Brock Bowers! Salute to my brother Mikey, and salute to everybody in the chat that I may have just blew your eardrums out. My apologies. New era. It was a lower leg strain. It was a strain. Lower body strain. But it looks as though he is back, ready to go. If you got an opportunity to watch Media Day yesterday, He was involved. He talked to the media, all that good stuff, and he is out there today. The first day of mandatory minicamp. He's not on the sideline, working with the trainers. He's on the football field. So that's a good sign that our young kid is ready to go. I think they were just being patient with him and not trying to force him out there to fight through something that could potentially become a lingering injury in a strain. Yeah, you know what, Girthy? I love that. I love that you brought that up, because guess what we're going to do? And pause on the name. I always got to pause Girth. That's my guy, but pause. Why don't we do a film breakdown of Aiden O'Connell in year one compared to Gardner Minshew last year? Would y'all be up for that? We can do a last year comparison of Aiden O'Connell. I know it's not really that fair of a comparison because Aiden was in a system that was broken. He was kind of thrown out there to the wolves. But maybe we can do a breakdown of them too. You know what I mean? That would be fun. That'd be fun. I had to do it, Ty. I had to. Salute to my dog, Ty Davis, man. Appreciate you, brother, on the $2 donation. But yeah, now we're going to be doing a lot more. I want to do that as a weekly thing. I want to do that as a weekly show, you guys. I want to start breaking down tape, and I want to get East Coast Gridiron involved a lot more. Once a week, I want to break down. You guys put the names out there. We'll pick a name, and we'll break down some tape on them once a week. I know Big Mike's going to start his new job here really soon, but if I can find a day that works for everybody, I would love to do that show with me, Big Mike, and East Coast once a week. So we're going to start breaking down a lot more tape over here, you guys. That's going to be something that we're adding to the channel this upcoming season. So stay tuned for that. But once again, you guys, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hour and a half in. Let me get the hell out of here. Much love. Appreciate it as always. And I'm out. One.
That's what I'm talking about.